Hello, good evening everyone. Today it's Thursday, July 6, 2023. Just took shower. It's quite refreshing, especially in such a hot weather like this. Today I didn't do much design and 3D printing apart from the wind-up jousting toy, the second one that I created, that I will also assemble and take a video of for my YouTube long content because it's been a while. Today I just spent my time on my computer actually creating a new listings and finally putting up the 2 new expansions packs for my Pocket Dungeon, so they are now up there for people to purchase. For now I published 2 different expansion packs, one called Goblin Layer with new heroes and 3 new different monsters, and the second expansion pack called Green Maze with another 3 different monsters and another new heroes as well. Here I have the Goblin player pack actually on my board because I used it last time to do play tests and some photo shoot. I think I've showed this couple times ago. In the expansions pack you will get a new hero. In the Goblin Lair expansion pack you'll get a new hero called Bloodseeker. Oh no, it's flipped again. I need to find a way to remirror this thing. Anyway, it says Bloodseeker and it has 2 health and 2 speed point, and on the back we will have the attack range of the heroes. The first one that I created in the starter pack has only 4 squares of attack range, and that is the 4 adjacent tile in the cardinal direction, so the heroes can only attack to front, back, left and right. But this Bloodseeker can also attack diagonally, as shown here, that the whole square in the middle signifies the hero and the groove around it signifies the attack range of the hero. And then the 3 new monsters that you'll get that comes with the expansion packs are all Goblin themed. The weakest one called Gob and it has a 1 HP and 1 attack point or 1 damage, and it also has the most basic attack range, just like the Oni Slayer one, so it can only attack on those 4 tiles. And then the second one called Magob, it has 2 HP and 1 attack point, and this is the first monsters that can attack in distance, as shown here in the cardinal direction. So as you can see, it has a robe. It's wearing a robe, and the last one is the boss monster of this expansion pack. It's called Gobos. It holds like a big club, as you can see at the back. Excuse me. It has 2 hit point, but it has 3 attack points. So yeah, the heroes needs to avoid this monster at all costs, because yeah, they can 1-hit KO you if you're standing too close to this guy. And I think since this monster hold a big club, it would only make sense if the attack range also like signified at the back of the monster tag, so it can also attack diagonally. So I was thinking this creature can just like swing its club around to destroy whatever around him. Yeah, also interesting story is that basically I created this at the beginning just as a placeholder because I want to see how the monster looks. Well, not a placeholder, it's more like a template so that I can always remember their stats without opening my document and going back and forth between Tinkercad and my document. And I just decided to start adding some frames around it after the name and the stats. The reason why I need to have that stats at hand on Tinkercad is because I want to make sure that whatever design I created has some sort of connection to the stats. If it's a scrawny little goblins with no weapons, then kind of makes sense if you only give one attack point, or if this is like a tough looking monsters without armors, but it holds like a huge club to swing, then kind of makes sense to give only 2 HP and 2 AP. So yeah, it's kind of funny because it all started as just a reminder for me on Tinkercad, but then I thought maybe it would be cool if I can somehow make a 3D printed card out of this. So all I did is just like put the actual miniature and sink it halfway of the box, and then I don't know if you can see, and then I added some minimal illustration at the back. There's a moon and a mountain to just like give some vibe. And for some reason, after I printed this, I just really love this idea, so I end up making this thing for all of the monsters that I have. I think it's also something nice to collect. Yeah, so you don't necessarily need to bring this around in your box if you have the stats as in a paper, but I think it's just a nice stuff to print as well. And through printing this, I learned that actually a normal 3D printer, a normal FDM 3D printer has a better, how should I say this, can retain more details vertically rather than horizontally. So if you have a design that has a lot of intricate stuff at the front, rather than printing it like so, it's actually better to print it vertically where all the details are perpendicular to the bed, to your printing bed. I got this actually insight from one of the comments that I found on my social media, and they say, oh no, it's actually on Reddit, because at that time I had a problem with my 3D printer, and then when I posted the image of this, someone had some interest and they asked more, and this person said, like, by the way, if you want to retain the detail, it's actually better to print it standing up rather than lying down like this, and it retains a lot of like small detail like so. Unfortunately, I didn't have the old version, but I had another version where it was printed like so, and it actually lost so much detail, especially on the name and on the face of the creature. Oh yeah, anyway, for this Goblin layer expansion pack, the new hero called Bloodseeker. It's basically like a barbarian tribe that wield a spear instead of sword. again, because I thought this guy's holding spear, so this guy should have much more flexibility in his attack range. So I also made the attack range like so, with more reach, so that the guy doesn't only attack in the cardinal direction, but can also attack diagonally. I think just by adding that, it could add another mechanic that you can try while playing, because most of the monster doesn't attack diagonally, and what you can do is basically you can place your monster diagonally from the monsters and attack from there. Because, you know, before, if both has if both monsters and hero has the same cardinal direction of attack range, it means that they need to stand side by side for the hero to attack, and vice versa. So yeah, I think it's just nice to, it's just a cool thing. By adding such small detail, you can already alternate or make the game mechanic a bit more interesting. Yeah, so apart from that, there's also another expansion pack that I put out there, like I mentioned earlier in this video. It's called Green Maze, and instead of instead of Goblin, the theme for the monsters there are all fury animals, monsters. So you got minotaurs, bears, and like a wolf there as monsters. Actually, let me grab it real quick. It's just in my working desk outside. I also printed my pocket dungeon in purple. I think it's really cool. It's my homage to a good old Game Boy Advance. And this white filament here is not any white filament, but this is a glow in the dark filament, which is also pretty cool. So the the Green Maze pack has these 3 monsters. This first one called Lick, and it's a young wolf cub. It has 2 HP and 1 attack point, and since it's a wolf cub, maybe doesn't have much fighting experience yet, it can only attack with a normal in the cardinal direction. Second one is this bear called Urs. It can also only attack with normally in the cardinal direction, but it has bigger attack point and bigger HP. Well, actually same HP and bigger attack point. And last but not least, the boss monster for Green Maze expansion pack is this minotaur called Minotaur. It has 3 HP and 2 attack point, and actually you cannot really see it here, but on its back it has a huge spear, a bearded spear. So I was thinking, because of its long hand and the not spear, sorry, a bearded axe at the back, a long bearded axe, and I think because it has long limb and like a long weapon, I was thinking, and also because this is a minotaur, maybe they can charge the heroes instead of just like swinging their weapons. So this is the first monster that has a 2-space attack range in cardinal direction. So yeah, signifies by this symbol. Again, the whole square in the middle is signifies the monsters, and this is the attack range. So yeah, I also really love that they are all printed in brown, kinda fits with the whole theme. And especially for this Green Maze expansion pack, not only you'll have 3 new monsters and 1 new hero, you will also get a new type of wall. I call it berry bushes. So yeah, I think it's just to add how should I say this, just to decorate your dungeon even more, and maybe it can also help with the world building and the imagination while you're playing. So it's basically the typical wall, but then I changed the design so it's a bit more rounded and has some fruits in it, and I think it's just printed nicely on olive green like this. It's still a bit simple, but I think because I designed everything using Tinkercad, so there is certainly technical limitation there, but I actually kind of like it, and actually this technical limitation helps me to shape up the whole visual and aesthetic of the game, because if you can see, they're all based on a basic shape, and yeah, it somehow shape up the whole aesthetic of it, which is really nice, I think. And lastly, for the Green Maze expansion pack, the new hero is called Moon Hermit. It's a sage. It's holding an arcane rod, and this hero has a peculiar attack range because it's a rod, and I was thinking this is the first spellcaster for Pocket Dungeon, so it cannot attack their surroundings, but it can shoot the spell in this direction. So for the cardinal direction, it can attack only one space away from where the hero stands, or diagonally, or you can attack directly diagonally. So yeah, I think this could also add another mechanic while playing, because this should be the safest hero that you can choose. Sorry, this is the hero that you can choose to play safe, but to balance that out, I reduced its speed to only 1, and also it only has 2 HP. So yeah, definitely a glass cannon, and a slow one at that. So yeah, that's the 2 expansions packs that I put out there that you can find either on Cults 3D and my Etsy store. Yeah, it's really cool that I get to play this with my brother when I was back home. And actually, while I was at the airport, I also tried to play this. But unfortunately, we need to move gate, and it's just like there are not so many desks or big enough space for me to play comfortably. But what I realized there, that you can actually play everything while holding it in your palm like this. It's not as comfortable, but definitely an option. I just find it not really comfortable holding it like this, and it can tilt around, but definitely feasible, I must say. But I personally think it's much better if you can find a small desk, even like this collapsible desk that you can find on your seat during flight. I think that's enough. Something that can support the box for a long time would definitely help. Yeah, so anyway, that's the update for today. I think this weekend, this Sunday, I will post a video about my wind-up toy, and maybe next week. I still don't know actually. I'm a bit undecided whether I need to go back to my dice pepper box or I need to go back and create a new wind-up tank based on my new design that has 2 gears and with a lighter build. I don't know if the only reason why I keep like postponing my dice pepper box build is because I have this idea in my mind that it's like an intricate stuff, and when I go back to that project, it means that I need to spend a lot of time to kind of like tinker and make sure it kind of works. And this is all again just like something that I made in my mind without even trying. But yeah, sometimes I just need, you know, that trigger to just like wake up, not think too much, and just like start working on my dice pepper box again. But that being said, that doesn't mean that I'm gonna ditch that I'm gonna bail the whole project or scrap the dice pepper box project entirely. I'll go back there. It's just a question of which one should I tackle first, because I only have one printer and I would rather focus on one thing at a time. I've been distracted and couple times already. I started with something when I'm back and I end up with this week. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of reprioritizing everything and make sure I go back in track and stick with my plan again. Anyway, that's the update for today. See you tomorrow in my next log entry.